All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be talking more of a serious topic I wanted to share with you guys. Something about some recent events that occurred on Twitter. And I want to preface this. I've thought a lot about this video, and I want you guys to sit down or have some free time to listen to what I have to say, this message, because it really hits home on a bigger issue that I want to talk about, which I'll kind of address in the video. So, first things first. In this particular situation that occurred on Twitter, apparently there was a guy named Corbin, and Corbin, I forgot his last name. He's a freelance writer for Magic, Overwatch, TCG player, and he tweeted about a situation where he saw, I'm assuming Reddit, where basically Rudy or MTG content creators were charging for signatures to fans. Now, he mentioned that he didn't mention Rudy's name. He said MTG content creators, but we all know that at our booth at GP Vegas, we were charging for Polaroids, not signatures. And their Polaroid would come with a signature if you wanted or not. But the Polaroid would be a picture of you with Rudy or other YouTubers, and also any props that Rudy had from his set, his studio and such, when he films the videos. So it was supposed to be an experience type of thing where people can really kind of have a fan relationship with Rudy, and also some of the YouTube creators there, like Open Boosters and Edwin the Engineer and myself. And it was supposed to be just fun and lighthearted. Well, clearly, you know, there's people on the internet that wanted to spread some rumors and lies about what actually happened, and wanted to leave out, or maybe it could be interpreted that Rudy was charging for a signature, but he was not charging for a signature at our booth. He was charging for the Polaroid. Now, let me explain to you guys something on how that works, because those of you who know business understand this. But when you hire a professional photographer, and her name is Jacqueline, sincerelyjacqueline.com. She does professional wedding photography, and she's one of my friend Clint's wife. And she came out to Vegas partly for a vacation to support her husband and hang out, because Clint was helping me out. But she could have been doing anything else with her two kids. She could have been, you know, on another vacation. She could have been hanging out with her two kids at home, on vacation, whatever. But she decided to come to GP Vegas to support her husband and to also support me. And I invited her, and, you know, the money that, you know, is $5 a photo, which I think we sold maybe like 50 or so of them. They actually didn't even make any money off the photos. In fact, the photos themselves, I think they ended up, with all the costs and everything, they ended up losing money from the photos. I think it was like a loss of almost $400 to $500, not even including the airfare to come out and travel. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to over-explain this. I think it's pretty obvious that the glorified thing here is that people thought that Rudy was charging for the signatures, yet the $5 was really just to support Jacqueline and her time. And the you know, Polaroids are not cheap. I think they're like 75 cents to $1 for each Polaroid. Plus you have the camera, the setup. I mean, it's pennies to the dollar. It's pennies to the dollar in the scheme of time and everything. And it really is too bad that something we were doing as an experience, because as you guys know, we were doing these photos because we wanted to, it was the 25th anniversary of Magic. We wanted to do something that was nostalgic. So it's something that you could take away and say, hey, that was GP Vegas 2018. And I signed, you know, a few of them, and I was posting some of them too. And it was a lot of fun. I don't understand why these rumors become what they are. And I had a chance to talk to Corbin on private message, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what I told him and, what we talked about, but I will say this, is that I don't think he was trying to mean any ill will of the whole thing. I do believe, though, and this is where the part of the video where I'm going to address the bigger issue of everything, is that I really feel like in Magic, there is this, in social media in general, there is this problem with when you see something, you immediately just react to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you saw like a kid get beaten by their parents, people would tweet about it and get all upset, take pictures, be like, look at this kid, look at this parent. Or maybe, a police officer, right, didn't treat this person with respect or a certain way, but people can interpret the way they can, right? And that's left with opinion. And I understand why the tweet was made, but I don't think the facts were told. And I think it then allowed a lot of negativity surrounding the community. And then, sadly, I pulled up my Twitter and I saw like Owen Turtwald. He posted, Owen Turtwald is like one of the greatest players of Magic history. And he's at Nationals right now. And he posed with this guy and said, hey, I charge like $40 for my signature. And look, I know Owen's being funny and sarcastic, but I have a problem with this part of it, is that the original tweet by Corbin has now spread to other people, either saying positive, but also negative, but sarcastic, and it produces just gossip and drama that is absolutely unnecessary in life. And it actually produces a lot of harm, either directly or indirectly, to someone's business or their lives and their careers. And I want to say this right off the bat, is that, me being the owner of VintageMagic.com, I am completely all about, community and friendships and fandom, essentially. Just being part of the community. I think this entire community has a lot of positive things it wants to do. But I also believe that spreading negative rumors and such isn't something that I want to be a part of. And I guess I'm more old-fashioned. I guess I would have picked up the phone and called that person, called Rudy, or said, hey, Rudy, can I speak to you about some rumors that I heard? I'm more old-fashioned that way, and I guess that's the way I run my business. I run my business that way. I like to pick up the phone. I like to talk to you and get to know you better. I think that's the way I do things, but that's not the way everybody does things. And my initial reaction, I'll be honest with you, was very upset. And I was also, more importantly, I was upset because my friend, Rudy, he spent the time to come out to from Jacksonville, jokes about his basement and whatnot. He doesn't live in a basement. He has his own house, and very successful guy. And he wants to meet you guys and have a good time. And then this rumor comes out about him charging for his signature. I mean, just imagine. Imagine, a picture of Rudy charging a little kid for $5 for a signature. That's the mindset of some of the people that will come out of this. Even though you may not, that doesn't make any sense. Like, he wouldn't do that. But that's the type of negativity that comes across on social media, even if you didn't think that it would. And then it hurts someone's business. Like, I'm associated because I'm the one that, invited Rudy, as a guest. It was at our booth. It provides a negative stigma when there's no truth to any of it. And that's the problem, is I don't think people understand that when you post something online and you spread a lie, essentially a flat out lie about someone without any reporting skills, what you're doing is you're essentially, whoever it is. I'm not just talking about the Corbin. Corbin's thing, I don't agree with how he did it. I understand why he did it, but I'm talking about in general. I feel like there's so much, like, you don't see how negatively it affects people's lives. I mean, it's like we want to live in a world of drama, or what's the newest flavor of the month about why this social media person didn't do this way, or Wizards didn't produce the product in this way. It's like that is the community. That's part of the community that we live in. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't like that. I guess I'm more old-fashioned. I'd rather just pick up the phone and talk to that person and actually have a conversation without spreading a bunch of lies about that situation. It's just, I guess maybe that's how I am. That's the way Rudy is. And I don't understand why we have to be like this. I don't. One of the things that we did at GP Vegas 2018 that I want to share with you guys that was really cool was we got to do things that we never did before. For example, like Peyton from New York, you know, he's a 12-year-old kid. He got to play Magic with Rudy. He's always wanted to play Magic with Rudy, and he did, and we filmed it. But it was just fun to hang out, right? I got to meet Peyton, his dad Ed, recently in New York, right after GP Vegas, and spent some quality time. My son Scott actually spent the night at Peyton's house and had a great time with him and his friend Lee. And I share this with you guys because that's what real life is in our world. I don't think you guys know how real we are, how normal we are. I know some of the stuff we say or do, you know, like some of the dumb things we've done, like we've ran backwards, you know, at the GP Convention Center just to race. I mean, it's fun. It's entertainment. And I hope you understand that message. But all in all, in the end of it all, we're normal people just like you guys. And I don't think our message is to, you know, promote negativity, though. I think our message is to promote creativity, to be fun, community. I want you guys to know that I don't approve of this type of thing. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I don't think it's healthy. And it's just something I don't stand for. So I thought I'd make the video to set the record straight and to make sure that if any of you guys, you know, I have an open door policy. If any of you guys have a real, like a question, you want to talk about anything about this, just, you know, you can contact me at the vintagemagic.com website, go to contact us, leave a message, and and leave your phone number, and I'll personally give you a call if I get a chance, and we'll sit down and talk about any of your concerns. I think what's really important to understand here is that I know that Corbin's message or question actually produced some positive images of people with pictures of pro players and other people, and there's a lot of conversation. But I don't agree with the way the wording sounded like was, you know, it's partly true in a way, right? And it's where it's 100% not even true. The situation could have been squashed within, like, you know, within a second. And I also have a major issue with the bigger issue is that as a community, I don't know why we focus so much on what's the negative flavor of the month and what's wrong with something, rather than asking what's wrong with something. What about what the person's doing right and what they're doing great? Why not focus on what the person's doing for the community, or what Wizards is doing for the community, or what we're doing for each other, rather than focusing on what's so negative out there in the world? I know it's really easy to be negative, but at the same time, and I'm not talking about financial stuff, reserve lists, and the economy, and your buyouts, that type of negativity or stuff. I'm talking more about, you know, like personal relationships. It's a chance for you guys to actually step into a world with people when you meet us, right? At the GP Vegas, for example, and to get to know us better. But rather than seeing someone on YouTube and just not knowing, or seeing a tweet or whatever, Instagram, whatever, and having these negative emotions, maybe being jealousy, or, oh, that person is showing off, or whatever, why not get to know that person and have a conversation? Because I feel like this community is better than that. I feel like people can, like, grow together in this community, you know, and be lifelong friends like Rudy and I are. I don't understand why it has to be this way. And you know, I'm really sad to say this, but I don't think I'm going to be doing a GP for a very long time. It definitely won't be next year or the next few years. I don't think I'm going to actually vend at a GP. I might go to a GP. I might go to play, which is something I do enjoy. But I don't think I'm going to vend at a GP. It's just too much work. It's not a business, really. It's, you know, business-wise, it's fine, but the workload itself, and also, the more importantly, it takes away from the family. You know, I wanted to spend time with my family, and I was thinking about that. Like, I could be with my family. And then, of course, you know, I think you guys can imagine this. Rudy's feeling the same way. Here he is spending a week out of his time, and then he gets these negative tweets about, you know, him charging $5 for a photograph. And do you see where I'm going with this? Be a human factor here, right? Look at the human factor. You're like, you know, I do all this, and I'm trying to, like, spend time with my fans, and then I'm accused of something that I never even did. Not even the same, like, galaxy. Yet, I'm doing this all for what? And that's what we feel. That's what people feel when they get bashed on for something that isn't even true. That's not even a reality. And because you see something on Reddit or you see something on YouTube or someone's babbling about something, you don't even know the facts. It hurts you as a person, you know, like trying to do something good and trying to share your stories, or, you know, I don't just go out there and just talk about Magic Finance. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm trying to share like different personalities all over Magic. Sharing stuff about old school Magic, sharing stuff about opening packs or artwork. Yet, all the rumors and negativity that come across in just sharing these things, just stupid negative things. Like, it's always focused on something negative. I mean, you guys yelled at me before about the fact that I didn't have a tripod. You're yelling at me before because the lighting wasn't good, the sound wasn't good, or I'm in my car vlogs. It's like every single time I do some of these videos, it's like I feel like I'm being criticized for something, and I don't feel anything that's lifting me up. And I don't know if you guys understand that if you don't lift people up and you're negative to them all the time because you're hiding from that, you're hiding in your computer, you're hiding on your phone, and just you're able to quickly put something negative out there, it actually directly affects people's lives. It actually makes them feel bad about themselves, and it causes depression. Now, I don't have any depression, right? You know, I don't have any, everybody gets depressed, but I don't have, you know, I'm not diagnosed with depression, but there's other community members who are depressive, and it affects them directly, and it hurts them. I don't know if you understand that, but that's what happens when you do that kind of thing. All right, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys well. Talk to you guys later.